Hey everybody, this is Dimensions of the Supernatural. I'm Maureen Grodzinski, otherwise known as Little Witchy, and I'm here with my great co-host Anthony Simonelli, otherwise known as...
Just to forget about how you doing tonight. Hey, it's gonna be a
Hey
good
everybody in the
show.
comments. So tonight we are here with another fantastic guest. She is such a doll face. I had the pleasure of being interviewed by her on her podcast, so I thought, why not? Let's do a switcheroo. We are here with the amazing, I don't even know where we're going to start with this one. Anthony, you're going to have to hold me back, or I don't know. We're going to have to see what to do. Glenda Dawson.
There you go.
She's like my parallel. I just love her.
Thank you. Thank you. That's
So,
a compliment.
well, thank you. I have to get my reading glasses out here because we're going to have to look over some things to find out what kind of questions we're going to ask first. Anthony, do you want to start?
No,
I love the honesty. So,
hey, you're the one with the question. As you go along, I'll think of things.
so you like for me to ask the questions and then you like to jump in on them.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh,
first of all, everybody in the chat, hello. I don't know, CND boy. I don't even know what that stands for, but Ron, usuals, Bobby, Andy, hello guys, we love you. And the usuals. So I know that I have to mention, the usual Reiki Grandmaster. I love the Grandmaster because it makes me think of the old days Grandmaster Funk. That's what we can call you from now on, Glenda.
Yeah.
Grandmaster Funk of Reiki.
I was thinking Grandmaster Poobah, something like that from Flintstones.
Oh, Larry's here. Hi, Larry. We were just talking about you.
His ears must have been ringing.
It was all good. All right. So,
Hey, Larry from Queens. Hey, good guy.
all right. So, psychic, medium, conscious, angelic, galactic channeler, all kinds of diverse empathic abilities overlapping. That's just the start of it. Hi, Tom. The galactic channeler has me so excited to know more. Tell us, what is that?
I channel galactic beings, like Arcturians or Andromedans or anything. And it's basically Sunday nights. We stream it actually, a session where we do Council of Nine and other councils of other light beings. And they take us through different places and different coordinates and stuff like that. So we learn or relearn, remember, because humanity knew all this stuff, had seen all this stuff. But as time went by and governments being what they are and kind of keep wanting to control the people, now we need all this information to ascend, to be in a better place.
So, would this be like a star seed kind of thing?
This would be anybody who wants to know more about their beginnings. You will, we would tell you, the messages or the coordinates, as I call it.
Okay.
It's a place where you set your intention to go to this coordinate, like GPS.
Okay.
And then the person would envision themselves there and then experience whatever we're experiencing.
So they actually get to communicate with beings also?
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting.
Is it their original families from the very beginning?
We all come from someplace else. We don't come from Earth originally.
That's what I believe too.
Right. This, what people call the soul keeps coming back in different forms and different places. So they want us to remember and reignite that information in our brains, in our soul, so we can then heal and hopefully ascend instead of stay behind.
Okay.
So, what do you think they are in a different dimension? They're in a different on the different planets or different galaxies or universes.
Well, when we channel the councils, we know that they're in different dimensions because they're parallel to us at that moment, and we're connecting energetically, and that's why um, we're able to get wherever they want us to go. They used to call it GPS coordinates, so we
Mhm.
just left it as coordinates because that kind of
Okay.
sounded funny. We were going to start laughing as soon as we said GPS coordinates.
Do they try to communicate with us through like radios and stuff like that, or
They try to communicate through radio, through your dreams.
okay.
Sometimes, when you daydream, you're
Mhm.
driving and you're like, okay, how did I get here? When you get to wherever you're going, I don't even remember
Mhm.
going on Route 80 or 95 or whatever. And
Mhm.
they're communicating with you at that time, still keeping you safe, still
Because
having
I
you.
had a time I spoke on the show already, but I was on the LIE. Larry knows about where the LIE is. The LIE. I was on exit 62. I get on there, it's starting to rain. I see lightning across the sky. Next thing I'm driving past exit 42. I went like all those exits by myself, and I'm like, and my GPS said I was gonna get home a half hour later than I was originally.
Yeah,
So that was like, and to this day, I have no idea what happened. What happened between it because of a rainy night and everything.
right, right. And those are the experiences. Our time is very different. They don't have time. They are
Mhm.
just instant,
Yeah,
basically. So if you get basically taken and brought back, you wouldn't know, and they could speed you up. So
that's a okay. But yeah, that's very interesting how that I'm always into that and stuff. And it's like when we do radios and stuff like that, and
mm,
um, you know, are they trying like spirits that we look for as a paranormal investigator
right,
and everything? Is that what we're coming across? These beings, or
they
they real
could be
spirit?
they could be either
Either or.
ghost residuals, residual energy, or it could be the beings. We don't, unless somebody ever thinks of asking them. Normally, we should say, "Oh, it's a ghost," and that's it. And you
Mm-hmm.
don't really know what's coming through the radio,
Mm-hmm.
right, or through the equipment,
Mm-hmm.
unless you just sit down and say, "Okay, are you a ghost? Are you, you know, what are you? Who are you?"
Mm-hmm. No.
So,
Excuse me a second. I just have to. My son's trying to get in. I got to open the door. So I'll be right back. Sorry. Oh boy.
I can't hear you, Marie.
I actually thought that there were beings
Mm-hmm.
that were not within this dimension that were trying to come through when we would do investigations. So that does make total sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
And
they lie, Larry
they
said.
lie. Yeah.
I've caught that too.
That is so very true. People say, "Oh, because they're ghosts, they can't lie." And no,
No, they lie.
they lie. They
I'm sorry. It wasn't my son.
lie.
It's Amazon.
Well, that's just as
So, what
important.
kind of gift am I getting?
Yeah. Well, what do you want? Were you a good girl this year?
I don't know. I
That's
have to think
Larry.
about that. I have to really think about that.
My,
There's some
my
days.
son's picking up.
There's good
I'm
is a
puppy sitting.
very subjective thing.
Hello.
That's
Hi.
I'm
Hi.
puppy sitting. My grandpup. My son's trying to pick her up, but he doesn't have the keys to the house.
Larry said you were not good this year.
Oh, good. I
Oh,
fulfilled my
that's good for
purpose.
Larry.
Glenda,
Depending
are
how
you a
bad,
good witch?
bad you
Or
were.
are you a good witch or are you a bad witch?
I'm good at being bad.
I like that answer.
That's always Because of my name, everybody comes up with that one. And I'm like,
See, I was going to ask you that no matter what your name was.
You probably hear that all the time. That's why I was going to ask her. You probably hear that all the time.
Mhm.
So, Ron,
I love that, Ron. Thank you for it. When she's bad, she's better, Larry said. I got that too.
okay.
So,
Yeah. Well, Ron comes up. He does have a thing called Staticom. I know Maureen's
Ron.
getting tired of hearing it.
Yeah.
You heard of it?
Yeah, I know him. And
You know Ron?
Yeah.
He's my best friend.
Is he?
I thought I was.
What's wrong with you, Anthony? No.
I don't know. I mean,
I thought I was your best friend.
See, Maureen, now we know the truth.
I'm his work wife.
You're his work wife.
You're one of them.
Oh, you do have Lord. No, she's your little sister.
Lord is my sister. Ron's my brother.
There you go.
So it's like getting crazy now. So you heard of Staticom?
I heard about all his.
All right, so that's the kind of thing sometimes they talk about is going interdimensional with the and going to different realms and stuff like that. You know? So that's. Were you at one of the Paracons or something? Because you do look familiar.
I'm all over the place. I just.
Mass
Gettysburg,
Con. In a box or a closet?
I don't know because now it's getting crazy now. Everybody I know, she knows, and hey, she knows I know a guy. She knows a guy. Everybody knows a guy.
We all know a guy.
I know a guy.
I know a guy.
So
we all kind of know each other at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm really interested in interdimensional stuff. That's really cool.
Oh, let's face it. You know, we travel from all different places, all different times, and I feel a lot of the times we may be interacting with our own self in a different dimension, a different part of us, experiencing whatever they have to experience, and we're here. And then when we talk to our higher self, we're really talking to could be that side of us that had that experience already, and we're like, what do you think I should do? And they're like, don't go that way, or that kind of thing.
Yeah
like intuition and stuff like that,
right?
Or we already knew the person from a past life, and you feel like just that connection with them because maybe it was a very close connection, mother and son, or husband and wife, or lovers, or you just knew the person so well that there is that deep connection with them.
Exactly.
Or could it be you're connecting with yourself in a different realm or a different dimension? It's another being just like you in a different dimension. Maybe that's what you're kind of communicating with too. Because if you're yourself, you would have more of a connection. I talk to myself all the time.
You're the only one that listens?
Yeah. I also argue with myself, and I always lose. I have no idea.
I usually listen, though.
Yeah, she listens.
So there's so much to unpack here. I don't even know where to begin. So you also do. I mean, we can go on about the galactic stuff for the rest of my lifetime because I'm so interested in the dimensions. You do private and public gallery readings. You do seances. What was your craziest seance?
My craziest seance.
And do you do table tipping or do you just do medium? Okay.
No, I do table tipping. My craziest seance.
I tipped many tables over.
At the bar.
Yeah, well, at the bar, wherever I was. But never a food table. I never flipped over any table.
No, you can't do that.
No, can't do that, right? The craziest seance was a long, long time ago. It ended up being in a little room in the Newark Museum and City of Newark It's a little tiny museum, and they kept us in a little room, and we just gathered there. And I actually had a clown coming in
What?
who kept just staying there. And I'm watching this clown, because I'm seeing them, and I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to explain this one? So I start describing, and the lady says to me, oh, that's my ex-boyfriend.
Oh my God.
And I am like, oh lordy, lordy, lordy. Okay.
It wasn't like Ed Gein, was it?
No, but he was just, jumping up and down like me, 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 me. And I was trying to avoid because I'm like, like what? A clown? And like, okay, just let it go. And once I started, describing him, that was the most interesting one. I could honestly say.
Huh.
Yeah.
I could see why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you could say, yeah, he was a real clown.
It was a real clown. Yep.
That's right.
You do all kinds of card readings, diverse decks, spreads, the likes. However,
Uh-huh.
you were part of, as an ambassador and emissary at the Galactic Alliance, formerly known as the Wish Alliance, or Walk-ins, Indigos, Starseeds, and Hybrids. I knew we were going to get back to this again.
I'm still there. That's an organization that is open to everybody. So, a lot of people are by themselves. They're afraid of saying, I had an experience, or I'm a walk in, and I know I'm a walk in, or a hybrid, and they just don't know what to do with it. So they hide, and that's why this organization, one of the reasons it was started, so people have a safe space to be in.
How many people, like a percentage wise, how many people have been taken that you feel have been taken?
Experiencers. I think 90 to 95% of the population have been.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Is it in Walmart? Because I seem to be stuck there. I'm serious. I go in for like 2 things. I usually end up with 3 things in my cart, and I lose track of like 6 hours. I think it's a vortex. I really do.
It could be a vortex. It would explain a lot. But
that
no.
word, especially Walmart.
That's why people are in pajamas. I think they were taking from their beds, and they end up there.
Well, pajamas is fashionable now, so I hear. I wouldn't go outside with the one, but
It depends on the person's pajamas.
Yeah. I wear my birthday pajamas.
Oh, those.
those. Yeah.
Want to see me outside with that? That'd be a scary sight. A lot of people go blind.
You're too much. So are people, how many people do you think are hybrids?
That I believe most of the people with type O blood
Really?
have some
Mhm.
hybrid in them. Yes.
I got AB negative. How about me?
How about you?
Am I hybrid?
I don't know if you are. I'm just saying that most of type O blood.
That's
Because
me.
that explain a lot. You know what I mean?
But the hybrids usually have something, if they're more like closer to 50-50, they have something that they do extraordinary that people cannot explain away. For example, you walk by something and the lights start flickering all around.
Really?
She's pointing to herself. She's
Fires and walls.
that kind of thing. So that's more of a hybrid.
Anthony, so people who have abilities.
Could be a hybrid. I'm not saying they could be. They are. I am saying they could be part of.
I was born with 2 different color eyes.
That's
Green and
nice.
blue.
That's nice.
So maybe I'm here.
My best friend for for about 20 years. She had one green and one blue. That's how she.
That's a,
That's how you knew you really knew her, because
Mhm.
it's like you were staring. You're like, wait, hold on.
So it's just like a tad off.
Yeah, no, hers were very,
yeah,
very well. Uh,
yeah, mine were too. I ended up going blind in my left eye because I got hurt in the job.
I
oh,
told him that that's why his eyes are like that, because it happened in a past life and it was going to happen to him, and that's the eye it's in.
oh, there you go.
I
Right?
got I got shocked in the job. People
Oh,
don't know how to put wire nuts on things. You touch it and go up in the ceiling, hitting the head. Charge goes through your nose. Next thing you
mm,
know, 6 months later, you're going back to work.
yeah, yeah.
Larry knows what I'm talking about. People not being safe on the job anymore. Larry, I'm a local 3 member too. Gold card too.
But that's the eye that it happened to. And
Yeah,
it was a past life that it also happened with.
it could be. It could have just been the previous past life, and he brought that with him, kind of to warn him. So
Um,
Oh man. Uh,
I don't know.
and
I
some
think,
people on here making comments,
yeah.
but yeah. So I was, like I said, I'm interested in all that stuff with the all this, you know, with the galaxies and all that stuff. I was always into it, even when I was a kid.
hmm.
You know,
So
so
you always felt like you were not didn't belong here.
I had never felt like I belonged here. I've been seeing things paranormal. I've been seeing shadows since I was like 3 years old,
Same.
and all those throughout my whole life, I started seeing stuff until I like at 13. I seen full body apparition. Then I started going investigating. But in between there too, I actually seen you know I seen a ship going over my block and all this other
Hmm.
stuff. So, I always have that feeling that you didn't belong with a lot of things, and I always sat there and loved to stare at the stars, and especially in Queens, you don't see too many stars. You know what I mean? So when I used to go to the country, you sit out and you watch. And we went to the Hamptons one time. Matter of fact, it was uh, Larry would know this too. And they had a place up there called Bayberry,
Mm.
and we used to go there for critical thinking. So I used to sit in the back of the place, just lay on this thing, and you see the shooting stars and everything. So I was always into, astrology and all that stuff. I was always
Nice,
out there, you know.
nice.
So I feel that if they think we're the smartest people in the universe, we're the only planet with people on it. I don't think so.
No, no
We
way.
smart. I mean, I think we're just like a petri dish that they're using for experiment universe, and they just do it on planet Earth, and we're just a petri dish. Everything they're seeing all the what they could get out of it, and
This is a classroom, isn't it?
hmm
I
So
always say that we have a very shallow gene pool, and if we think that this is the most intelligent form of life, we're really screwed.
I just heard somebody
Really
laughing. I
screwed.
just heard somebody laughing in the background of one of you guys coming to the speaker. You guys have anything there? I heard
No.
laughing like,
nope.
no,
I always have something in my house, though. You know that.
yeah. Well, you always have something there.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, and I wanted to tell this story because no one, I haven't talked to anybody since this happened. I was fixing something at the counter after I talked to Glenda the next day. I was fixing something at the counter. Todd was behind me. So my kitchen opens up from my counter that I was at. And I was talking to him, and he went to answer me. And I heard him go to start talking. And all of a sudden, we both heard, "Hey." And I turned around to look at him, and I thought he's going to say no. But I said, "Did you hear that?" And he went to say, "Did you hear that?" at the same time. It was so loud. I wish that we had something running that we could have taped our conversation. And I said, "Oh my God, you did hear it." And he said, "Yeah, that was really loud." And it was like, "Hey." So I got the dowsing rods out and I started to spell the name. Before I did that, I heard the name Hannah in my head and I said, "Can you please spell me your name? I'm going to start from the beginning of the alphabet." And it went right to H and started. And it was Hannah. And then I said, "Can you please spell me your last name?" And it was Cybin, but it's spelled Cybit. So I knew something was like, I got the feeling that it wasn't correct as Cybit. And I said, "Is that incorrect?" And it said yes. And it went back and it respelled it for me. And I said, "Are you a teenager?" And it said yes. And I said, "Can you tell me if you're," and I knew that it wasn't 13. I just got the number 15 in my head. So I went 13 and it didn't cross. 14, no. 15, it crossed. And I said, "Were you at the vendor event I did at such and such a place?" And it crossed yes. I talked to this girl. She committed suicide.
Oh.
And I can't seem to find anything online. So I don't know if the girl's name changed. It was within like the last year that this girl did this, but I met her not this past year, the year before. So I gave her my card and I never heard from her, but there were so many people like at the booth back and forth. I don't know if she just didn't come back to me or what transpired. I remember a girl talking to me about her parents in the middle of a divorce.
Oh.
Very strange.
Mm. And if she was a minor, they probably wouldn't have put everything out there.
I think her name changed.
Yeah, could be.
No. Glenn, what got you into this? I mean, did it got you at an early age? I know you were born into it, family, or how did it get this in?
I have been talking to spirits since before the age of 2.
Okay.
I was not supposed to walk, and the day before my birthday, I was outside sitting on this little rocking chair. My mother always used to put me in the afternoon, and I always suddenly archangels came down and other beings, but archangels just picked me up, said you could walk. I said no, I've been told I can't, and one took my hand and I started walking. So
Wow. Okay.
funny
So that
part of that whole thing, funny now, not so much then. I couldn't
no.
understand what was happening. I walked in, I said, "Mom, could I have something to drink?" She turned around, she screamed really, really, really loud, and she fainted. And then I had the whole neighborhood there because, they're like wondering what happened. And
Hmm.
yeah, so.
Oh wow. So so you started at an early age, and that's what got you interested. And as you got older, you got more into. What's the first thing you got into? Because you got a lot. You got a big list of things that you've done
Well,
and you're part of. What would you get
I was
involved?
always talking to spirits. So I was always a medium,
Okay.
just and a psychic and all that. I didn't know what to name, what the name was or the wording was or the title or anything like
Hmm.
that. I really started picking up Reiki classes in the early 80s when I had to go to New York.
Hmm.
And it was like once a year, they would come from Japan or China. They would teach you. They would do the attunement, then they would leave, and you could only get an upgrade once a year. So I did that there. But I really wasn't working with anything until much later. And it wasn't even I would say I really stopped for a while because I got married, got children,
Hmm.
that, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
I know things get on hold at a certain time.
yeah, it's like you have to put everything on the shelf until it's the
Hmm.
right time. So
But
Yeah.
this all ran in your family.
the yeah, the all the gifts, yes. Yes. The medium, the psychic gifts. My mother would get dreams and she would know what was going on ahead of time, all that. So, but we couldn't really talk about it in front of my father. It was only later on in his years after my mother died that he apologized, because then he was seeing her and talking to her. And then he apologized because he kept me quiet all those years.
Mm-hmm.
My mom did the same thing.
Yeah, that happened with me too. You know, you weren't allowed to talk about it. I didn't know. When you first getting it, like you have nobody to talk to about it and understanding. So you're afraid. You're like, you're not accepted. You're not. This is something weird. I'm crazy and everything else. You don't know, and that's what happens. And they don't realize by holding you back and not talking about it how much it really affected us later on in life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it gets stronger and it keeps knocking on that door stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
because I'm sensitive, I see things, and people tell me I'm, medium psychic. I don't know. I'm an extra large, but double XL. But
Anthony draws.
yeah, I draw my stuff. As you can see
Oh.
in the background, I do spirit art now,
oh, nice.
and I only just started showing that because I did that for years. I used to see things. I used to draw it. You know, I'm an investigator. I got all the equipment. I got a team. We go out. I've been doing this for 48 years now, investigating.
Right.
So I have a little experience, but the one thing I never showed was my art of drawing this stuff. And one of my friends, Richard Marcella, talked me into showing me, because he's a spirit artist. He's a psychic, and he draws. As he reads people, he draws the person behind him.
Right.
So he talked me into doing a show to show my art. So
Good.
I'm showing it, and the next thing I know, people liked it. People really liked what I showed because I had stories. I show up to this place. I got over 100 pictures. I rip everything out, books, and put them in little frames and everything. And I got over 100 pictures. So
Well, it's very different for you than it would be, say, for me or Maureen. We tell the person how they look, but you draw it and you actually show the loved one, hey, this is who's coming. So right away, they're going to be like, oh my God, that's like exactly.
but that's not what I do. I don't sit there. I can do that. I sit down, but I don't really read people. When I go on an investigation, it's what I see.
Right.
You know, being on camera and stuff like that.
You should read people.
Yeah, I've been told that too.
Because that's really special when you could draw.
I
can draw for anything.
I can do it, but I had a really bad experience with that. I was on a job, and one of my partners showed me a card, those little baseball cards with the kids on it playing baseball.
Right.
Shows me it, and I seen it, and I got a bad feeling about the child. So, of course, being New York electrician, they stick you everywhere. So next day they moved me to another job. So I didn't see the guy for about a year. So I went to a union meeting, and I bumped into one of the guys that were working the job with us. And I said, "How's so and so doing?" I guess he's not doing too good. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, his daughter just passed. She's like 10 years old."
Wow.
So right there, I got like, oh, when it comes to kids, it bothers me more than anything.
Oh, of course.
Kids and animals, adults.
Anthony, you're fantastic with child spirits, though. Like to see Anthony when he does an investigation and there are children there, he just he's so kind and sweet. The way he deals with them, it's just on a totally different level.
Yeah, well, those kids are very scared.
Mm-hmm.
Kids, yes.
99% of the times they're extremely scared.
Mm-hmm. That's why I try to make them, like if I come across a child in my house or anywhere, I treat that spirit child just like that. Get down to their level, sit down, talk to them. Don't talk to that baby voice. Talk to them like a regular person, and I know that handicapped people I try to also, because handicapped spirits, because there are many of them in these places, so I try to treat them like I would treat anybody else, that's in their situation. So,
Very true.
but,
So,
so
Glenda,
Yes.
your remediation and resolution, you do this all over the United States,
Mhm.
and you have dealt with all levels of activity, including mischievous earthbound to violently chaotic.
Hmm.
Did it scare you?
Now, the way I look at it is a lot of the times they become chaotic because they hang out too long here because they're afraid of
Yes.
going into the light. They're
Mm-hmm.
afraid of meeting whoever got them killed or whoever caused them so much pain.
Or they're sick
So,
of being here.
yeah. So they don't want to go and meet up with any, I crossed over a child who was 13 years old, and he was afraid of going into the light because his father is the one that beat him to death. So he was like, why am I going up there to meet up with him?
mhm,
So I explained to him that
interesting.
it isn't like people say,
Yeah.
that up there it's safe. You'll probably meet up with your mom who loved you and took care of you and all that. And your father already knows that what he did was bad, even
Mm-hmm.
if he never paid for it in while he was living.
Hmm.
That guilt is probably taking him to his hell,
Hmm.
you know, until he works through that. So he finally agreed and he did go. And that's the resolution part. It's the to try to figure out something that everybody agrees upon so everybody can live in a peaceful place. Like if it's a house that's haunted and the spirits are getting angry and they're opening and closing cabinets and doors or causing things to fall or fly or whatever. I go in there. I'm like, okay, what are you angry about? Because you definitely have to have some anger here. And so I try to negotiate between the living and the non-living, so everybody could be at peace. Because
Mm-hmm.
some spirits you cannot cross over. Some are Native American guardians. You cannot touch those. You try. You're the one who's going to go and cross over. So, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's the remediation part.
That's
You know?
interesting. That's the first time I ever heard the crossing over with the Native Americans, and you know they are guardians of the land and stuff like
Right.
that.
They're
So
guardians of the land. They're not,
yeah,
it's like God.
that's
Who's going
good.
to cross over God?
Mhm. I know
You know?
like the children. There's many reasons I know why my theories are white spirits don't go over, but I never thought of that part where they're actually afraid to meet whoever dealt did that harm to them.
Right.
I didn't really think about that part because I always, some people don't want to go because of they're afraid they're going to not go to heaven, they're going to hell, and all this other stuff. So yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And like I said, I know that when by the time I walk in through those doors, I have my team with me. So
Mhm.
I never afraid, because if you bring that energy in, then you give them food, you
Yeah.
feed them,
Feeding.
right?
And
Yeah.
I've always thought of it as I'm a physical body. They're not. So if you
Right.
go in with like faith of any sort, faith in yourself,
Hmm.
faith in a deity, faith in your spirit guides, your archangels, whatever you go
Right.
in with,
Hmm.
then you're definitely already much stronger than whatever they are.
Exactly. Exactly. And
Yeah.
you don't feed into the fear. You don't feed into the negative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I believe in that too because that every time we go into investigation, you try going as positive as possible, and we
Hmm.
feel that going in with a positive attitude, you get more out of your investigations.
Yes, you do.
Okay, now you go in challenging and with an attitude, or with just something you know, you get mad about something before the investigation. You got to try to bring yourself down to go in there because
Mhm.
they're going to feed off anything that you
Yep.
have going on in your life. So
Mhm.
you have to try. You know,
Very true.
so
Very
that's
true.
you got
And
to.
I usually go in, if I go in an investigation, private or public, I always ask the spirits of the house or the place, may I come in? Is it okay? And
Mhm.
once I do that, I'm golden
Mm,
because,
yeah.
if I walk in there like I own the place, they're
Hmm.
going to let me know I don't own the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if they tell you no
Then I say, okay, thank you, and leave.
and you leave?
Yeah,
Mm,
because it's not my place.
yeah.
And there, even if I go in there trying to negotiate things or trying to bring the energy down to a calm level, they're not going to listen to me no matter what I say. They're not going to agree to anything. So that's only
Mhm.
happened once. And the homeowner called me back, and I went and I asked again. And then I explained to them, I'm just here to try to help everyone. I'm
Mhm.
not here to force myself, because what had happened is they had a lot of investigators and a lot of people who walk in there and, we got to bless this, we got to demonize this, we got to do this, we got to demanding knock on this, turn this machine on, blah, blah, blah. And it's not that you could ask them to turn that machine on, but some people are just demanding.
Mhm.
Well, how would you feel if somebody walked into your house demanding things?
As a matter of fact, that's why when I take speeches or talk about, that's what I say. Somebody walks into your house and you're sitting on the couch, you're watching TV, and they come in and say, "Hey, I'm here." You're like, "Who the hell are you? Get,"
Right,
you know
right,
what I mean?
exactly.
I'll get my old friend Louisville Slugger out, start bashing some heads.
Yeah,
Get out
but
of
that's it.
here.
That's it, exactly. You
You
know,
know, you could tell I'm Italian, Louisville Slugger. But but yeah, so it's yeah, when you go into locations and I do the same thing. And it's like you go in and it's like, yeah, we're not here. We're here to talk to you.
right,
And just communicate with you. We're not here to hurt you, or
right.
we don't want to be here to get hurt neither. So you
Hmm.
go back and forth and you try to get into what a conversation.
Right,
How we're
exactly.
talking. It's like
To learn
you
more
don't talk
about
to me,
them.
you'd be like, okay, I'm out of here. It's like
But it's to learn more about them, right? We're investigating. What
yes,
what that's what the word means. We're investigating to find out more of the story.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Why are
Hmm.
they there? Where were they? When did they live?
Yeah,
What happened to them?
yeah.
All that stuff.
We're like you get all that research and you're actually building a story of
Hmm.
that one entity or spirit, whatever you want to call it, and you're trying to find out what happened to them, why they left, why are they still here, and how can we help them to go on. That's what we try to do. It doesn't always work that way, but you always try to get okay. Every piece of evidence you get, if it's you always try to get the story. Always
Exactly.
try to get the story, and sometimes the story, actually reflects the history of the location.
Hmm.
And that was that when that happens, you're like, oh, oh, that's cool. You're like, you start
Right.
jumping. Hey, look, that works. Yes. Yeah,
Exactly.
we all become that 5-year-old kid in the candy store. You got evidence. Yeah. I don't care how long you're doing it. You're always going to get excited every time you hear that little piece of evidence.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know?
So you are a member of two international associations, and you need documentation. It is required in order to be approved as a member. One
Hmm.
is the International Association of Reiki Practitioners.
Hmm.
The other is Reiki Healing Association.
Right.
You do practice what most people know as Reiki, which is Usui Reiki,
Hmm.
and you've been doing that for over 30 years as both a master and a teacher.
Mhm.
However, you have a huge, huge, huge list of grandmaster and teacher.
Mhm. So this is how I explain it. Simple explanation. Usui is your general practitioner. You go for whatever little thing you have, you get it. All the other ones are the experts, the the ones that really only decided to practice that kind of medicine. So that's why there's so many. Like Karuna Ki, it goes for the heart, so it works with love. It helps addiction, of any type. Helps with people who become addicted to being even the victim, because there are people who keep going back to the same things and become victims all the time because they like, deep down they don't, but they feel that they feel safe by continuously being that. So this is how I explain it. Sui is just like the general practitioner, and the other ones are all um, the specialists. And yeah, I saw Larry. He reminded me of Sensei. I am a Sensei at the right hand path um, Reiki, which is the only Reiki branch that's accepted by the um, U.S. Karate Association.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh wow.
So
Larry's like your cheerleader. He's like sticking
yes,
in there, reminding you.
yeah, yeah. He's always my cheerleader.
I love
'Cause
that.
he'll tell you I don't really like to talk about myself.
That's what you're here for.
I know.
Larry, keep it up. We need that.
Open up a little bit, yeah. We're not that bad. We try to make everything fun.
Yes, of
Yeah, we
course.
want to make you laugh. That's paranormal doesn't have to be serious and everybody's like, "Argh."
No.
No.
You have to have fun, and we like I said, we go into an investigation, we go into a positive attitude, and you have
Exactly.
to have some fun.
Hmm.
And of
You
course,
have,
me and my friends and everybody else, even Maureen, we make fun of each other as we're doing stuff, and you know,
but that's what, if you bring positive
hmm
energy with you and higher vibration, you could actually connect to spirit easier.
Yes.
And they could connect with you easier because you're lifting your energy up and they're trying to come down so you could
hmm
actually meet.
yeah, that's the way it is,
Yeah.
and we always find out that like EVPs and stuff like that,
Mhm.
we get the best EVPs sometimes when we're just sitting down and talking
Joking
amongst
around.
each other. You're not doing no more investigation, just sitting down in a location. Of course, we always leave stuff on, and
Right.
it's like the one EVPs we were getting, and we're starting to laugh, and we heard a laugh, like they were
Mhm.
laughing too, like they were part of a conversation. So that
Right.
was pretty cool, like they were part of us.
And
So yeah,
that's what you want.
that's the best part of it. You know, it doesn't have to be all these people like an army or like, hey, this is what you do. No, buy books. What book? Just do it. You just go by. You go in and you just do it. You
Right.
know, there's no written down rules and regulations how to get
There,
evidence.
there is, but you don't have to go by
That
that.
wouldn't be
When
us.
we first started off on this, where was those rules and regulations? There was none.
No.
It all started when TV started showing everything on TV. Now there's rules and regulations. There's a name for everything. There's a name for that. There's different names for spirits, ghosts, entities. Give me a break.
Residual, not
Yeah,
residual. Yeah.
yeah. Everything has and it's all got to do with the TV shows, which I have no problem with the TV shows because of the TV shows, it opened up the field
Yeah.
to people that were close to it. It opened it up, and now we could talk on this today,
Yeah.
because we could talk about it out free. Back then, it was like, keep your mouth shut.
Uh-huh. It would put you away
Yeah.
Yeah,
with beautiful white walls and lots of crayons.
and
That would be
nice
a great
jacket
nap
that
in
ties together. A nice white jacket.
Yeah, just to keep you warm so you can hug
Yeah,
yourself.
there.
and a little helmet.
Yeah.
But everybody would lose their personality if we just followed along with the book.
Right.
And, okay, so did you check the, EMF meter? Okay, check. How about this? All right, that was done next. Okay, so what about this? All right, we're done. Let's go home. It wouldn't make it who we actually are as people. And we like to have a good time. And,
Exactly.
when we like the last time we investigated, we had the best time. We were the greatest people. We had so much fun. It was a lot of laughter.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, pizza.
we had pizza
Good.
and lots of paranormal lasagna.
Wait. Pizza, what state? Hold on.
It was Jersey.
Jersey.
Oh, okay. There you go.
It was
Good
Jersey.
pizza.
I know in some states that you go there and they go pizza. And we went to West Virginia and they say we walked in and they said round pizza or square pizza. Which one do you want? I'm like, round or square? Give me a slice. It's like it's round pizza, Sicilian pizza. Oh, that's what it's called. Oh my!
Yeah.
So I learned in certain states you don't buy pizza. You buy like in West Virginia, you buy all the what do you call it? The pulled pork and all that stuff, the
Right.
barbecue. You don't buy pizza.
Every
It's not
state.
like pizza.
No.
Yeah, it's like I'm from Queens. We got pizza place every other block. I mean, we do. We call them up and they say the usual. But that's
It's
it.
not,
We
it's
call
not
them up.
by
And
the it's not by the pie there. It's by like the sheet.
yeah, well, I get a nice Sicilian pie. Well,
You're
my
not
wife
making
doesn't
a
like
bed.
it.
You're eating.
It's like this big. Hey, I take 2 Sicilian slices, put it in over on the top of each other, and eat it like a piece of bread. Cool. Not just snack.
We could
There
talk
you
about food all night long.
Oh yeah, we're going off track because every one of our investigations, there's always some sort of food. Especially if I'm going on, you're going to get some gabagool or
Gabagool. Gabagool.
gabagool.
Gabagool.
Go.
Okay, so
Yeah.
back to business.
Back.
There's a lot we have to fit in, then we can joke around. Okay, so you're also certified to treat and teach dimensional consciousness and galactic portals, the celestial and galactic light codes, multi-dimensional matrix, celestial and galactic light bodies, portals, DNA activator, and celestial, galactic, and angelic light vortex energies. What? Do tell.
Well,
That's a lot.
yeah. One of the things I can do is I could go into your matrix,
Please
Your
do.
person.
Straighten it out.
your personal matrix, and fix the broken lines or uncross them if they have gotten crossed or anything like that, which helps you heal in the physical, emotional way.
Anthony, we found her. She can fix me.
I don't know. I've heard so much. I'm not sure. No, I'm joking. the the for example, you had trauma when you were young, and all of a sudden you don't know what's happening, but your life is a mess, and you keep repeating the same steps, expecting different results. So you go, in there, it's kind of like, here, Anthony, it's kind of being like an electrician. You make sure the connections are working right, the tape, the little cap, all that.
A little bit.
Right,
Yeah.
you take it from here before somebody shocks themselves and you put it in the right.
Like I get.
Right. So that's basically an easy explanation of what I do. And have galactics helping me. I have my own team of Arcturians and and just galactics in
They
general.
got union cards.
I wish they did. 'Cause
I'm
then
thinking
I could renegotiate that contract.
reunion.
So is it like you have Arcturians and like Lemurians, and then there's something else?
All of the galactic species that we know of.
So each group works on whatever that person was originally.
Each group, it's a when I say a team, it could be the same galactic beings, or they could be different galactic beings. I'm open to all of them, and I request for a team to come down, so they become my surgical team,
Okay.
and then I help open that portal, so then all the healing can occur.
Wow,
And
that's interesting.
I use Akashic records that way too, because when you go into your Akashic records, you could figure out what's happened to you in this lifetime that you've forgotten, or you don't want to remember because it was too hard to remember, or in other lifetimes, and then we could figure out what you need so you can then uh, become better person.
Gotcha.
That's,
Very interesting.
yeah.
I
Does
know.
someone feel immediately better once that's done, or does it take?
I have people that walk out of here and they send me a message and they're like, "Oh my God, this is the first time I've spoken to my ex-husband and didn't argue with him." So
Wow.
mhm. It's
Anthony, let's
personal
go
journey.
couple.
It's a person. It's a personal journey. So I don't control what gets healed. I
Right.
talk to your higher self and say, okay, what are we working on today? What do you think she will benefit at this moment? Because sometimes the pain of the trauma is to help you not commit the same errors.
Right. Right. Right.
So how do you go into it? Like, it's like a trance or something, or is there some?
I lied. Well, if you're here, for example, I put you on the Reiki table and then I put music so you can kind of go off into your own little world.
Mhm.
And then I just ask and take you. It's kind of like it's a meditation, but it's not a meditation. I say it's a certain script, and that opens certain doors,
Mhm.
certain portals, certain sections of your matrix, certain ley lines within your body, um, and that slowly can heal you.
Because
Very interesting.
I see people at the Paracons, and 'cause I'm in a lot of the Paracons myself, so I see people actually lay on tables, and and I see somebody working on them, and I'm like walking by, I'm like, I wonder what that is. I think I just seen that at the New Jersey Paracon, the Para Unity, and
Mm-hmm.
people like laying on tables and stuff, and I'm like, that's interesting. I was just like, I was wondering what they were doing, you know?
They're probably doing Reiki, which is
Yeah.
energy healing. Usually, the stuff that I do, like that matrix and all that, that I like to do in a private setting because the
Okay.
person could have a release and start crying and all that. And
Really?
I don't know, I feel that's kind of private and you don't really want to start bawling in the middle of a paracon. Just,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
I do Usui Reiki,
right.
and I've had people, even cry for that. But
Yeah.
this sounds so far beyond that I can't even imagine what someone experienced. I mean, even doing Akashic Records, which, you know, Larry had mentioned that you also do, or past life regressions, or, you never know what someone is going to respond to and in
Right.
what way.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I'm a big believer of privacy.
Yeah.
Even when I do the mediumship development classes, which I do complimentary almost every Thursday. I'm here this Thursday. So almost every Thursday. Um, I don't record it and we do it on a private Zoom meeting. You
mhm.
could join if you want, but what goes on there stays there. Because you're reading for each other. You're getting loved ones for different people within that group, and that could be a powerful message within there in there. And I feel that I'm not going to stream that and televise it or whatever, and
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
everybody know, oh, you were dating a drug dealer or whatever. So the person's been keeping it in that closet for a long time, and then all of a sudden it's all over the world.
Or the one that Anthony loves that I bring up all the time. Oh my God, you were dating a deceased pirate?
Well, there is an
Oh,
author,
no.
and I can't say who it is, who actually had a spiritual marriage to a criminal that got sentenced to death, and she had a spiritual wedding. So, yeah,
So he was a criminal who was like put
put
to
to
death.
death. But before that, she was writing a book about um, serial killers, and she took a ring, and he gave her the ring. And then after he passed away, she used to go visit him all the time. And after he passed away, she had a spiritual wedding. So,
Wow.
and he protects her. Like if somebody goes up against her, he'll cause harm to whoever that is.
So she can't meet nobody at a bar.
Oh, she can if she wants to.
But
Okay.
not
It's all right.
It's all up to her.
Right.
that's really interesting.
It's creepy.
Because
Because I actually saw it happening. So not the marriage, but saw the retaliation.
Was it a marriage done by an actual minister, or was it like
A a priestess, high priestess.
okay, so it was a
How they get a blood test?
I
How they
don't
get a
know.
blood test?
well, you don't even need to do that anymore.
No, you
No?
don't.
No.
Oh, boy, that explains a lot of people in this country then.
What do you mean? The hills have eyes? So anyway,
Bing, 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 bing.
this is a perfect time to bring this up. Glenda is also a minister, and she performs wedding ceremonies.
Yes, I do.
Do you do baby blessings?
Yes, I do baby blessings. I do,
I do too.
funerals. Yeah, I don't like doing funerals, but lately it was a lot of them.
Yeah.
But last rites, whatever their tradition is, I
Mhm.
try to help them because
Same.
it's too many bad things are happening nowadays. We got to help each other.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't. They're not sure what their religion is, or they've changed their religion, or they have
Or
kind
they
of
should,
against
yeah,
Catholic Church because of different things that have been
right,
happening. And I think that they don't want a particular deity mentioned. They just
right,
want their wedding to be about them and their love and their
exactly,
life story. So I think it should be able to. I'm
exactly.
sorry, Marco. That's my dog. I can't seem to get them to stay quiet the whole time, so they just bark a lot and they warn us of visitors, whether
But
they're living or dead.
my favorite one was I did it one on the treehouse. They met when they were very young in a small treehouse.
Oh, I love
So
that.
they rebuilt it, but bigger, of course, to fit more people.
That is
And
adorable.
yeah, yeah. And then they had a camera and then a big TV for those people who couldn't go up the ladder. Yeah, it was
That
cute.
is so sweet.
Yeah,
And Larry said in exorcisms.
yes.
Now, do you do exorcisms or do you do deliverances?
Both. Now, that is something that basically I witnessed when I was 5 years old. And so I do them, but I go through a lot of protocols and a lot of testing before I call it evil or you need an exorcism. Not
Mhm.
everything that opens the door and closes the door is evil.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
It's very rare that there's a demon.
Exactly. Very,
Mhm.
extremely rare.
Anthony, do you agree with that?
Yeah.
I agree with that 100% because I've been in so many locations. I mean, demonologists or everything where they go, it's every demon. It's a demon. And in a lot of places I've gone to, I've been to a lot of places through the years, and I never came across a demon. Negative energies, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You come across a negative energy, and sometimes negative energy could become good energy because they can transfer over.
Exactly.
Negative because they want you out of there. That's the reason why they're negative.
Right.
It's not because they're bad. Just they just want to be left alone and everything. And then you give them the option of sharing the location with somebody.
Right.
But I haven't come across too many demons.
Demons. I've only come across 7, 8 actual demons, actual
Mhm.
possessions.
Okay.
That in all my life. So, and I
Mhm.
am 62 years old. So
Mhm.
that it's very rare, very very rare.
So Goofy has two questions, and I didn't want to get too far gone, but the chat took off.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Her first question was, when you're working on someone, do you visualize ley lines, portals, and such?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I feel it's my obligation to see them and to make sure that everything is okay because you are working on somebody who's really open. So you have to create that safe space and make
Mhm.
sure that they're not going into places they shouldn't really be going.
Okay. The other is, what goes through your mind to determine if a demon is involved?
Well, in order for me to get to that question, I find out first speak to the person a few times. I speak to the families a few times. I also make sure, I hate to say this, but I have to make sure that there's been a psychological exam done,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
testing, because it
Yep.
it could be anything.
Mhm.
I want a full history, like where have you been, where you haven't been, when did you start feeling this way, what
Mhm.
happened? Because even a trauma could be, the pain of the trauma could act
Yeah.
as something inside of you, and it's not that. It's just that you need healing, and that's a
Mhm.
different type of healing. So, in order for me to get there, I got to take a lot of different steps, and I got to,
Yeah.
check those. It's not a, oh, I walk in here, you tell me you're possessed. Yeah, you're possessed. No, no, no.
Those people that are possessed like that, could you actually go into their matrix
Matrix, Akashic records, yes.
and you
I
could
could,
fix them
well,
or help just try to connect some wires together that are flapping around.
right, right. I um, I believe that all the gifts that I have and all the abilities that I have is everything that I use. I carry my little toolbox, imaginary toolbox with me,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever tool is needed. Because
Yeah.
some person may just truly need the Bible read.
Mm-hmm.
Some person may not believe in the Bible, and you know that demon ain't not going to get out
Yeah.
because it's what the person's true belief is, what they
Yes.
follow. It's not uh, everything is Jesus. It's not that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
whatever resonates with that person.
Right.
Just
I
like a
agree.
wedding, it's whatever resonates with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
Because American natives, just in this country alone, I mean, they're not going to go with any kind of religious or Catholic or anything because, Protestant, whatever they might be, because they believe in something different.
right,
And when those religions came here, they were nothing but taking their land and killing them.
yeah, yeah,
So they're not going to believe. And like we had an instance, a mass con. We did the church afterwards, and there was an instance where the static come again. We got to start having a drinking game with that. And Maureen, every
Yeah,
time I bring up Staticom,
I told him we were going to go every time he brought up Ron and Lourdes or Staticom, we would have to take a shot.
yeah. But with the Staticom, there was, we're in the church, so things religious coming in the church and other stuff coming in. Then we found out the history of the place where that land is. Like 2,000 natives got killed by the Catholics coming in and trying to make them. There was a fight. Both sides died, but
Right.
most of the Native
Trying
Americans,
to convert them.
and they tried to convert them. So they tried to go back and forth, and then we had shamans there, and they actually stood up and they, Native American shamans, and they started doing a chant and stuff because
Right.
no way because every time they would bring up the word cross or something, some say God, Jesus, and stuff, and some say devil. So it was like a constant back and forth. So that's why the shamans came in and they did their chant. But
Right.
Native Americans are not going to be listening, or other religions, like you said.
No.
Especially if they're atheists, they're not going to be listening to anything.
Right. An atheist, you just have to go and say, okay, where do you want to go? What is it that you need
Mm-hmm.
to leave this body?
Yes.
Because that spirit, whether it's a demon or otherwise, attached to that person for a reason. Maybe it's the energy, that person is very negative, and maybe we need to change that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's not all just demons.
Yeah.
I wish it was that easy.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you guys brought that up about, it's not just, okay, pull a Bible out for this or whatever,
Right.
because honestly, I always wanted to know, as I changed what I believed in,
Mm-hmm.
is it just that, okay, is it only the Catholic religion works? And I don't believe that that is the case, because I really think that, if you're Hindu, the Hindu religion will work in an exorcism, or if you're a witch, the Wiccan religion will work for you. It doesn't
Right.
necessarily have to be the Catholic religion.
No.
And someone actually said it's the strongest for whom? The
For whom?
Catholics. I don't necessarily believe that. I don't think that that necessarily is the case. I think that yeah, it's probably the strongest for Catholics, but I don't necessarily believe that it is the strongest end all be all.
All roads lead to the same place.
Mm-hmm.
How do we really know what belief system and what not belief system really is the way to go?
Mm-hmm.
What resonates, like you said, you switched. What resonated with me when I was growing up, it's not really what resonates with me now, although I did get thrown out of Sunday school. But
I believe that.
I asked, well, it's a simple question. They tell me that, you shouldn't be married from the same family and all this other stuff, especially brother and sister and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, so you have Adam, you have Eve,
Mm-hmm.
you have kids. How did they make more kids?
Right.
Yeah.
Simple question like that. And they said to my father, she knows too much, basically. We can't
Get
have
her
her.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was asking the questions.
Because
And I can't blame them because they didn't have the answers.
Yeah, they're literalists. They didn't want to go that far into
I'm in
it.
the Catholic school, and I used to get the ruler across my knuckles asking questions like that.
Same.
Like, because it is.
I got them in the head.
Bible.
I got it in the head.
I got into an argument with my mother almost nightly at the dinner table because we were arguing about evolutionism as compared to creationism. And she was screaming, pounding on the table, telling me, this is not the Scopes monkey trial. And I was like, well, can we discuss that though?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the way I look at it is, okay, no matter what your belief is, there has to be that first speck of something
Mm-hmm.
that started everything. I don't care if it's
dust,
dust or
or
this. Yeah, I don't care what it is, but there had to be something that started it all.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And it wasn't 2,000 years ago or 3,000 years. It's millions and billions of human years.
I love what Ron said. Catholic school would whack your hands with a ruler, then tell your parents that you're falling behind in penmanship. Catholic school was like the worst because they would come up with something to make you the bad guy all the time.
Make
Right,
you feel guilty about everything.
right. And
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. It's like you have to feel guilty if you walk the street without, this, or you have to feel guilty about doing your homework at 8 o'clock at night instead of 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got in trouble for having a cough drop in my mouth because I went to school with strep throat because it was, midterms. And then when I turned the corner, they were measuring my socks that weren't up to my knee completely
Oh,
because
yeah.
they shrunk, but I was still at school, like deathly sick. What do you want me to do? You want me to stay home? Do you want me to come to school? What do you want me to do at this point? Because you didn't want me to miss anything.
Right,
I'm
right.
sick, God damn it. Like, don't have me come to school with the damn sock. It was cold. It was cold.
I'm telling you, and I went to an all girls high school.
Oh,
That
that must
was,
have been
oh,
fantastic.
it was fun.
You had nothing to take your mind off of anything.
Nothing.
Uh,
Um, so you have
they
received
won't let me near
certification.
old girl high schools at that time.
They
What was
didn't
that?
have any?
When I was a teenager, they won't let me go near any girls' high schools.
There's a reason for that,
Hey,
Anthony.
it's like, hey, what are you doing over there? Hey,
Hey, forget about it.
they asked me to come along. Hey, what do you want me to say?
I was in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
The
I
wrong
knew
one.
a guy that told me to come here.
So you have received certification as a master teacher at the accredited School of Living Reiki Academy in Celestial Light Body, Celestial Light Code,
Mhm,
Crystalline Reiki,
mhm,
Multidimensional Matrix,
mhm,
Crystal Light Code Ascension Reiki, and Diamond Light Code Ascension Reiki.
mhm.
Amazing.
I
You have this big, huge resume, and you're just like,
mhm.
very
Well, I
calm about
look at it this, and I keep telling my students the same thing. The more tools I have, the better I can fix the house.
That's how I feel. And I
Mhm.
kept studying and studying and studying and taking more and more. I have so many classes that I have to continue right now. I don't even know where to begin. I
But
paid for all of them. I just didn't do them yet.
right, and you just do one at a time, and then you're like, oh wow, I didn't think of that when I was doing such and such, and you just put it all together.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
not,
know about you, but if like say three teachers offer the same class, I'll do
yeah,
all three just to see how they're different and put it all together.
yeah, because something may resonate from teacher one that may not resonate from teacher two.
Or you like the way they do it better.
Right. So
So you've also been certified in other healing modalities such as Earth, Egyptian, and Galactic or Celestial Shamanism. And you are more than a spiritual teacher and energy field therapist. You continue to grow in your spiritual and healing practice. And you continue your studies and knowledge, including being certified as a master and teacher of the Rainbow Light Healing System, the DNA Light Codes Realignment System, just to name a few.
mhm.
Wow. It's mind blowing how
Well,
much
the
knowledge you have.
but the thing is, okay, we're not just this. This is a meat suit that comes and goes.
I love that you use meat suit also.
It's the inside that travels
And
through
here.
everywhere, all different times, all different dimensions, all different places. And that's what we work on. That's what the energy is about. I mean, the energy healing is not about just the physical. Yes, I used to I used to um, learn or do volunteer work at the hospitals with Reiki. Now they don't do that anymore. But they also figured out that when they had Reiki practitioners there, people who had surgery recover faster
Mm-hmm.
because it's not just the healing, but you also work on their attitude and their, if they get more positive energy within themselves and elevate their positivity level, then they heal faster. And what's the question?
Do you ever learn one method that contradicts what you already learned?
Yes. Yes.
Do you think it's the instructor or do you think it's the method?
I think sometimes it's the instructor.
Yeah.
Some, some get set in their ways and they're not willing to evolve. They're not willing to learn and grow. They're stuck. It's like, like a penny, you know, they just stay there. That's it. And that they don't change.
Yeah.
Is there like a celestial Home Depot where one may peruse these tools? I love these questions.
I wish there was. No, I don't know. I just, whatever resonates with me, it just shows up.
See, as an electrician, the tools, all we need is a linesman, a channel, and a 10-in-1 screwdriver, and we can fix anything.
And some frankincense, myrrh, and gold.
Yeah.
Gold is always good to have.
A good sized crystal. So if somebody is bothering you, just throw it at them.
That's all.
But no, whatever I need to learn next or go whatever direction, it just shows up. It, intuitively, I guess my team, spirit world just makes it happen. And that's when I know that that's the direction I'm supposed to go next. Because everything just comes poof, easy.
I don't know if okay, so she said that was my next question, which is the right, wrong, or just coexist, maybe. I don't know what that was referring to.
I tried to straighten my hair like that, and it looks.
You're onto the hair.
I'm like, what? I figured maybe,
You have fabulous hair also. But this question, which is the right, wrong, or just coexist, maybe. I don't know what that refers back to.
Sorry, Lady V.
I don't know.
Well, maybe she'll retype it.
Do you have an apprentice?
No, I think he's talking to Anthony.
She wants a goddess hair flip from you, I think. We have a great crew in our comment section. Give her a good goddess hair flip.
And AB, that's.
There you go.
We was talking about, all we need is our apprentice is part of our.
Oh, I already answered it. Okay.
Yeah. That's good. That's good, Larry.
Do any
okay.
techniques work remotely, like on a Zoom call or Skype VChat?
Of course, it's energy.
Yeah, we do distance Reiki.
We do everything. I have clients and people that get it in Canada, in Europe, UK, for example, South Africa, wherever it's needed. It's just energy.
Yeah. Just like if you wanted to do a reading, we could do it via Zoom or whatever.
Yeah.
I actually had someone who was in New Orleans and she went to the parade for Mardi Gras and she had no voice at all. And she sent me a chat and she was trying to talk and she just kept croaking. It was like listening to a bullfrog. And I said I would send her distance Reiki and just to, stay there in the dark. And I just, put my hands up. The next day she called me. She sounded perfectly fine, like nothing ever happened. And she's like, I don't know what you did to me, but this is amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Larry said she was asking about religion.
Okay. Oh, and we already answered it.
Okay, well, that's good. So listen, so you have further enhanced your co-facilitation of healing through certification shiatsu, tapping, meditation, and hypnosis,
Yeah.
light
Qigong.
language capabilities, as well as the ability to communicate with animals. You do speak with animals.
Hmm. I actually speak with animals, and I try to help the owner find out, especially if it's an animal that's sick out of nowhere. A lot of the times, the animal either witnessed something, or they're trying to tell them, okay, I have pain in my kidneys, for example, and nothing shows up in the testing. But when I say that, they look there further, and then they find what's wrong. So,
Do you ever, I mean, crossover pets,
yes.
crossover animals?
Well, I cross over. It's energy.
Mm-hmm.
Pets are just another incarnation of a human.
Okay.
A lot of the times, you may want to be a pet.
Mm-hmm.
That's why sometimes you have dogs that you're like, wow, it's like exactly like if you were a human.
Mm-hmm.
You sit next to me, you sleep, you snore. It's the same
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah, yeah. The reason I asked because I on many locations I actually have seen animals from
Mhm.
dogs to
Same.
Cat,
cats.
cats.
So
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen deer and other types of animals sides of roads. I almost had an accident one time. I'm driving upstate, and I'm driving this a few years ago, and I see a deer shoot out in front of me. So I hit the brakes. I'm like swerving around. There's no deer there. It's like I went right through. The deer went like, it's like, what's happened?
They
You
want to
know,
take you with them.
Yeah.
I think so. Didn't get this dude. Nuh-uh. I mean, too quick for him.
I've seen dogs and cats. I saw my own dog. I heard the jingle of his collar, and he was laying on the couch with his legs crossed, touching the floor. He had really, really long stick leg legs,
Mhm.
and it was Christmas Eve. And that
Hmm.
was like the best gift I could have gotten because I was tortured over him leaving, and it was the best feeling ever. But
And
I
then
felt
you.
wrapped around my ankles, just crossing at the Shanley.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a black cat, and she always used to sleep on my cabinets at my home office when I would be in front of the computer. And I'm typing one day, and all of a sudden I look up and I'm like, "Oh, hi. Okay, continue," because I'm like, "Yeah, okay. I know you're well. I know you're here. You're just around."
Yeah,
So,
we just had to put down one of my dog recently, my
uh,
little,
sorry
and
about
my wife's still taking it. We're still. That's why we have my son's dog come over to cheer us up, so we have somebody to play with. But a couple of weeks ago, when it was happened, it was like 3 or 4 weeks before that it happened, and then I walked into the living room, and my wife was sitting on the couch, and where the dog used to live, it was a little miniature chow. She used to sit next to my wife on the armrest.
that. Oh,
I walked in, and it was like in the morning. I walked in, and I seen her looking up at me. I'm like, and I stopped, and my wife goes, "What happened? You okay? You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just seen," and I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to feel bad.
right.
She goes, "What happened?" I said, "I just seen Daisy. She was looking. She was sitting on you, right by you." And she started crying. She started kissing that couch, that piece of the couch. And she sat there all day. She wanted that dog back. But yeah, it was like I seen her. It's like, and I've been hearing her running around the house now and everything. So her little nails are in the floor. So yeah,
So
they
sad.
do. They still stay. They
It
still
is
stay
sad.
with us.
But just like humans, they have their time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
So that's interesting.
yeah. Now, somebody was asking about permission. Oh,
Uh,
Lady V, does the animal choose to not consent? Yep, anybody can choose not to consent. You still have free will, whether you're even a plant, you have free will, even though we don't really give it. But you could cut down a tree and that tree decide to come back and regrow. So has free will.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I've
uh,
had a dog once say no because they were ready to go. They wanted to go. So
really?
they didn't want anybody to find out what was wrong with them. 3 days later he passed away. It was
Oh,
heart condition. But nobody had diagnosed it yet. So
Hmm. Yeah. It's hard when the animal leaves you and stuff,
yeah.
and their souls. I mean, they seem to always be around too afterwards and stuff.
Yeah. Just letting you know they're okay.
Yeah, I was in a book years ago. They're called Tales of the Other Side. Tales. It's Tail.
Mm-hmm.
It's Pets in the Paranormal. I wrote a story about my dog Cookie, and
Mm-hmm.
and to this day, sometimes I feel she's there. I'd be sitting on the bed or a couch or something, and I feel something jump on next to me, and
Mm-hmm.
she died when I was about 18 years old, and that's a long time for me. 18 years ago, 18 years is a long time ago, but they still seem to be with you. And I always have that feeling that she's still around at things. And now I'm seeing the other one, so.
Well, they stay around you to protect you still, to show
Hmm.
you that they still love you, and
Yeah.
also to let you know that you took care of them well
Hmm.
because they came back to you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, but
So
they go into the light and then they come back, and they
yeah.
don't. Once they do that, they don't pick up the negative energy, so they don't
Hmm.
become poltergeists.
Hmm. Do you go on investigations or just
Yes.
you go on investigations
Hmm.
too? So I like investigations. Well, you don't go over that. I mean, if you go on like I'm not talking about how first private homes. I'm talking about outside, and you don't go there to cross over anything, do you? Or you
I
try?
go depends what it is. Here in
Mhm.
Pensy, there's an development or community that was going to tear down their community house, their
Mhm.
clubhouse, and they called me in to see what was in there. And I said okay. So I walked in, took all my notes, talked to every single spirit that was there,
Mhm.
and then gave them the report like right there. And then I said, okay, if you do you want me to um, cross any of these spirits over? I said I could offer it to them, but I'm not guaranteeing that they're going to go or not. That's up to them. So they were like, yeah, let's get them, into the light, yada yada. So I walked around. I asked everybody but one who was a jokester who wanted to stay there because he loved playing jokes on the property manager.
Okay.
So and the property manager was like, "Oh no, that's great. I don't mind. I love having him around and having fun with him." And so that's what I did. And then
Hmm.
a few months later, the lady who had called me, she went to this historical society and proved every single detail that I had given her. And I
Uh,
didn't walk in with a machine or anything. I just did my talking to them. So,
that's awesome when you get verified by some kind of historian or
hmm,
a person that's actually at that location.
yeah,
That's the best part about it. It's like, and you're like, yeah, that's true, yeah. And then you look on, it's like, yeah, I got it. I got
of course, yeah, everyone, you
it.
always go, oh yes,
Yes.
because we're we're still human, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah,
So
because you always gonna have those people that like,
every once in a
oh,
while, validations.
if you give one, I mean, you give all night long the right thing, and you say one thing wrong, that's the thing they're gonna jump on.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the first thing they're gonna jump on.
yeah. And you're human. You could
Hmm.
have the other side playing a trick on you, the other side lying to you. And I always tell them, like, when we do mediumship or I'm reading for somebody, I always say, first, I don't do names. I may give you what I hear, but they
Hmm.
always playing a joke on me. They don't like to give me their true name from this previous lifetime. They
Hmm.
give me a name, but they give me a name from one of the other lifetimes.
Okay.
So,
So
uh,
you might not get the name of the person of this lifetime. I
right,
see.
exactly.
Okay. So
But
you
I
still,
get everything else. I get what they did that nobody knew about, what,
mhm.
all that stuff. So,
Yeah. Well, what do you feel about like spirit box and stuff like that? Do you find them to be helpful part of it, or like anything that you read? Kind of had some psychics tell me like that's how they things come in, like
mhm,
through like with spirit box with this like coming in. I don't
right,
know. Everybody reads the same way, you know.
right. Yeah, no, I get more like a knowing, or I actually see.
Okay.
Not with these eyes, of course, this eye, but I
Yeah,
actually
that's
see.
where I get mine.
Right.
Yeah.
So I could hear, I could see, I could smell, like if there
Mhm.
was a fire in the place, and it could have been, the building could have been torn down, rebuilt completely, but I smell the smoke.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know,
You always get those. It's a sense, some
right,
sense, because we got the five senses, and this out of six.
right.
Our third eye is out of six,
Hmm.
and you get all the senses part of it. You know, feel, the touch, taste. So even the taste and the smell you
Hmm.
get also sometimes.
Right.
Because you get like I know I had places where I had taste like a penny or something, and it's like a copper
Metal.
taste. It's like yeah, it's
Yeah.
like and that's usually blood. And somebody
Right.
was telling me. Well, if you feel that, taste that, there's something that's there
Like
that
there was a killing for in my dictionary. There might have been a killing, or they might have killed themselves.
mm, okay. I had those, too. Oh,
Hmm.
but you don't go to like a place like the Trans Allegheny or Penhurst and try trans. That,
I've gone to a lot of places. I
mm,
do a lot less nowadays because
mm,
travel, and actually
yeah,
ever since COVID hit, I kind of slowed it down. But I've gone to
She's too
well,
busy being a genius.
yeah, I know she got everything underneath. She got
no,
more
but
tools than anybody.
no. I love going different places to get the history. That's really
Mhm,
what it's about,
I love the history of places too.
mhm,
right? I don't go and research the history ahead of time. I don't even want to know what's
I don't. I want to be like,
mhm,
exactly. I know there's something there because otherwise you guys wouldn't be telling me to go there, or
mhm.
there wouldn't be tickets being sold there.
right.
But
Yeah,
I go in there and I just talk to the spirits and get whatever is there. So,
yeah. That's a. I mean,
like Gettysburg, I
yeah.
was there. The last time, unfortunately, I was there 2018, I believe, 17, 18.
Mhm,
And even though it says closed, it's still like you got to think about it. When I went the last time, I actually saw a full soldier in full gear and all that looking at me through the car window, and I'm like,
oh
okay,
wow.
this is creepy. you know he's just looking like this, and I'm like, are you looking like do you think that this is like a rock or something, and you're watching to see what goes on or whatever? But
Mhm.
I just
He's just checking out. He wanted you to pay a toll.
yeah.
But I think he wanted some money. Hey, you're lucky you didn't start cleaning your windshield.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah,
But you know I Glenda knows about Gettysburg. Okay, yes, I do.
yeah. I love Gettysburg. I've been going there since 2010. I go and I do the Paracons every year now too.
Oh, you really?
Paracons,
That's
yeah,
probably where we've seen each other.
probably. I've been going there for a while.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
like I said, COVID hit. I really haven't done a lot of traveling, but
mm,
before that, I used to
yeah. Now
go.
I'm doing a lot of Paracons, and people been inviting me on investigations with them. So
Right.
yeah, I mean,
Keeping busy. That's all.
yeah, I've been keeping busy. I retired, so I need something to do. You know, I need something to do. I got a room for equipment. I might as well use it for something.
There you go. There you go.
You
So
know, that's it. And now with this drawing stuff, so I've been drawing. Matter of fact, I drew two pictures last night, and it's weird because people ask me, Do you draw the pictures as you see them? No. I could draw them a year later.
Right.
And too, remember, it's like burned in my brain. You know.
Right. Because you don't see it with these eyes. That's why.
Mhm. And I forget. I forget a lot of things. You know, from day to day. And well, when it comes to that, I can remember that forever. Ron, Anthony is my bestie. Bestie to the end.
Please.
Bestie infinity. We're
Oh,
besties. But
Okay.
um, when I get out to PA, in the summer, I got the place out there. I'll invite you guys over. Got
good.
Maureen, you guys want? I'm over in Poconos.
Good.
I what's it called? I forget where I am now.
Eagle Lake.
Goldsboro.
Goldsboro. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, came over and we have some barbecue and beers. What else is there in life?
Marina's going, yep, good.
Barbecue and beers. Get some steak. Get some shrimp on the barbie.
Always a good time.
Get
I
a
never
lot of
turn that
out
down.
there. Get a bunch of us out there. I'm looking to get a couple of my friends out there.
Mhm.
Especially if you're that close, you might want to just stop by.
Yeah, thank you. Of
You
course.
see what we're really about.
Oh, this is not about.
Hey, well, it's like food and beer.
This is a calm thing, Glenda. This is calm because we're being watched.
And you don't want evidence left behind. I know.
Nah. A couple of cigars, hang out, have a good time. So, but I mean, yeah, when I get out there, because my place, it's in the community, so I shut it down for the winter.
It's really
Mm.
cute.
Matter of fact, I'm going there on Saturday. I can shut off my gas. I'm
Nice.
going back like in May.
Good.
So,
Good.
yeah,
I'm trying
Okay.
to answer questions in the comment section while you guys
more
talk.
questions? Go answer questions.
No,
Right.
I've answered them. I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anything. So I just wanted to mention this last couple of things because I wanted to make sure we didn't forget anything. I think we've done most of this, but
Yeah.
so Glenda is also she does guided meditation group sessions. She's done over hundreds of private, and she's a producer and host of various podcasts, and special healing programming on Glenda's Magical Creations channel, the Conscious Awakening Network on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and other streaming platforms like Spotify and YouTube. She is also a published author who has written and published Sarah's Chrysalis on Amazon and can be found at, and I will put all of these links up here, as well as YouTube. She has a meetup for a complete up-to-date list of classes and workshops, and it's free to join. I think that's pretty much it. So, Anthony, you can go ahead and talk again. I'll put up the.
I do all the talking. She does all the.
I tried. Well,
it's going to take you about 20 minutes to type everything that she's done.
No, well, yeah, I think.
I hope she's learning how to copy and paste.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. It's just boop.
It's.
That's what I really did.
I can always add this stuff later, but I definitely wanted to get your book up and your list of classes up.
Yeah.
But then the other things,
And they could always find me on my website, and from there they have access to everything. So
yeah,
which is just glendasmagicalcreations.com.
But I can imagine your book is probably very, very interesting, which I really wanted to get up for you. So I wanted to at least get that stuff up before we take off. So we have 15 minutes. I think I can get this up. I type pretty quick.
Yeah. Is there anything that any place you're going to be doing soon, or any public events, even starting for next year?
Well, I'm already going to be doing something in Illinois in October. I've been invited to go back to the Michigan UFO um, con. That's usually in September. I've been kind of keeping low for half of
Mhm.
this year because we are what I call full time grandparents. I'm babysitting my granddaughter.
Okay.
So, you know,
That'll be me next year. My daughter-in-law is due in May.
oh, congratulations.
First grandchild. So
Yes, this is our first one. The second one is in North Carolina, so I don't have to worry about babysitting her. But yeah,
okay. You know,
so it takes that takes precedence.
yeah. I mean, of course. Of course. I
Anthony,
have a
ask
feeling
her
that
about the banshee.
who?
Ask her about the
Banshee.
banshee.
Oh,
Okay. What about the banshee?
I experienced the banshee,
You
Oh,
did?
and Larry also experienced the banshee and the sounds. And
where in Ireland or something? Or
no, here in the U.S. And what happened was Larry used to do paranormal with somebody else,
Mhm.
and when um, too long to when that partner kind of put it in a crystal, held it, and then I made friends with the banshee, and the banshee just wanted to be heard. And once I said, "Okay, what do you got to tell?" and it actually now is I released it and it's protecting me if I need protection.
Oh
Comes
wow.
actually comes and warns me. Like if somebody is doing stuff against me
Okay.
or trying to mess my reputation up or anything like that, it actually comes and says this, that, and just so you know,
Oh
Huh.
wow. And they actually can it help you if somebody's doing that against you? Would it go and
take care
prevent?
of business. No, I have my team to do that. My team
Okay.
is basically my team just returns whatever the person does
Interesting.
Okay.
because I'm not a believer of starting anything,
Mhm.
but I will defend.
So
Of course.
you don't consider that to be black magic. That's just magic.
Right. Harm none. I'm not harming them. So if they send me good stuff, they're getting good stuff. If they're sending me bad stuff, they're getting bad stuff.
That's exactly what I believe too.
Yeah.
It's
Well, and anything with magic, isn't it? It's like if you do something bad against somebody, does don't you get it like 10 times back worse?
karma.
You
Yeah,
it comes
karma.
back to you anyway.
And it comes
So
back to you in ways you didn't expect. It isn't like, you steal somebody's husband,
mhm,
okay, and you do a magic to get him to fall in love with you and leave his wife and his kids. It
mhm.
isn't that way that's going to happen. It's like your most precious thing or person will leave you. So it
uh,
could be that you have a son, for example, and that
mhm,
son then has an automobile accident. So that was
mhm,
your precious thing, your loved one, your precious loved one, and
mhm.
you'll feel that pain in a different way. Or that son of yours turns around and says, I hate you. I never want to see you again. I don't want to talk to you, so don't call me, lose my number, whatever. It's the same. It's the pain is going to be worse, and it's not going to be the same way you did it. So
Yeah.
I'm very careful.
Mhm.
I don't throw anything.
Yeah,
They throw, it bounces off me, goes back to them.
and you do it with love.
Yeah,
So if
exactly.
if someone does something terrible to you,
Mhm.
you do it so that you're just returning the favor back to them,
Right. And
and
you
you
send
do
them
it
love because they're going to need love from the points that they're getting.
correct. So it's never I don't say good or bad. We talked about this. It's
Right.
positive or negative.
Right.
It's not black or white. It's
Right.
just magic.
Exactly.
That's yeah, so it's like a protective type. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I never heard of that with the banshee. So all I ever heard is
Any
banshee,
any
bad.
anything.
But that doesn't.
Anything, yeah, anything that's in any realm, you
Okay.
can actually speak to respectfully, and they will respect you the same.
Do you believe in cryptics, like the Bigfoot and all that
Bigfoot,
stuff?
yeah, why not?
Do
Come
you
on,
believe in
you're looking
aliens?
at hybrid. I'm looking at hybrids. I know of hybrids.
Mhm.
How could I not accept the existence of anything?
Yes. Okay. Because I know I worked with a couple of Bigfoots in the past in the city on the job. So I know I know they're Bigfoots. I know they were, but big feet. You know,
Is it Bigfoot, or is it
I
Bigfoot?
seen a couple down the subway too. You
Uh,
know, uh,
oh God.
chupacabras and everything that were running around the city now. So
Yeah, yeah.
I
But
think I had a
no,
couple of my neighbors. But yeah.
I honestly, I've always felt that if you are respectful, they're going to be respectful back.
Hmm.
And w- we're basically all trying to learn and coexist no matter what dimension you're in.
Yeah.
Live our particular life wherever we are. So why not be respectful
No, of
and
course.
show them that they deserve the same respect as we want.
'Cause I feel the same way too.
Yeah.
You show them respect and you're gonna get it back. And I watch the shows and everything, so I haven't really been squashing stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a fast runner nowadays. If a Bigfoot starts chasing me, he got me.
Yeah.
He got me.
Nice to meet you.
I'll just
How are
stand
you?
there and put my hand out. How you doing?
How's the wife and kids?
Yeah, it's like, hey, what's the matter? But
But seriously,
they're in the
you know.
forest these days, and these are not there no more after all those years on the job. You know,
Mhm.
so um, yeah, and anything you go into, spirits, cryptics, or even aliens or
Yeah,
UFOs and anything. I mean, you got to show respect. You show them respect, and you get it back. That's how
right.
it is.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. And there's always what I would call those that don't like to play nice
Yeah.
in every species and everywhere in everything.
Hmm.
I mean, let's face it. And you can't blame or you can't say the grays are all bad because there's three different types of grays.
Right.
So how can you say they're all bad? It's
Hmm.
like saying, oh, you have criminals in jail, so everybody must be a criminal. It's the same thing. You can't.
Yeah. 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 I mean, it's interesting. I mean, because I mean, yeah, we got to talk some more. I think Larry's trying to say something here.
No, I think he's just saying good night to everybody or
Oh,
Thanksgiving, whatever. They're all talking among themselves.
okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, so it's interesting with all this and the grays and everything.
Yeah,
I know a couple people in the our audience right now are very big into the UFO scene and all that.
Yeah.
They're
well,
like quite very interested in this
yeah, well,
conversation.
that's why I joined the uh, Galactic Alliance because I had experiences, I knew about it, and we were able to sp- speak freely.
Hmm.
So,
I mean, yeah, that's the only thing about it with things that we do. It's finding people that we speak freely to. That's why I started with all the Paracon and stuff,
right.
so I could talk about it. I mean, the first Paracon I went to, 2013, and I went there and like started talking. People listening to me without that smirk, that twist of your, oh
Yeah,
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 that twist.
yeah.
They go,
Yeah, like,
you
yeah,
have to do that stupid twist and like what are you doing type of thing. But yeah, it's that's why I started going to the Paracons, and I start feeling much better with myself because
right.
all those years being put down for it,
Exactly.
and I didn't want to talk about it, and not talking about it bothers you too.
It bothers you
You know?
more
And I
because,
did talk about stuff, and I lost friends because of it
hmm
through the
hmm
years. At the Jarvis Center, they used to call me the Ghost Guy Tony,
mm,
or the real Bigfoot because I started talking about it then.
right.
And it's like everybody had a comment. You know,
Mm.
people like, you do what? Oh, and talking. You know,
Yeah.
I worked down the down by the towers, and they was putting up. I was part of putting up tower 3 and 4, and then I did the underground, all the safety underground,
Hmm.
and people heard what I was doing, and they were coming up to me with stories of
Hmm.
stuff that they came across being down there. So, you know, but it was like so crazy how people just came up to me now, started telling me their stories.
Right, right. Because they're finding you to be in a safe space.
Hmm.
They're finding you safe to talk about it.
Yeah. In the
Yeah.
past, they were just like, "You're crazy. What are you doing?"
I don't really care what people think about me,
Yeah,
so
I
I
mean,
tell
you're
my
crazy.
stories.
But you know, I mean,
They don't
it's
think
like,
I'm crazy anyway.
you know, that was the interesting part about it. It's like how you got to surround people like you to actually talk to and get things off your chest and stuff.
Well, it's, I hate to say this way, but this is how I say it. You find your tribe.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
find, and it just keeps opening up and opening up and opening up, and all of a sudden you're all there, right?
Hmm. Yeah, and that's what's good about it. You know.
Hmm.
So, anything else you want to promote? Why, coming to wind or you know winding down here?
Well, I am starting a new type of healing that each session takes about an hour and a half, but it does work with almost anything that you have. So I
Uh,
just finished training for that.
You want to promote what nights your show's on so that some of the
Okay,
audience can
so
watch?
Monday night or Monday at 3 o'clock, it's the Eastern. Monday, 3 o'clock Eastern is the Paranormal Dolls. Then on
Paranormal dolls. What's that? You talk about dolls or just
Paranormals,
just talk
everything
about
paranormal.
okay.
No, that's the name of the show, Paranormal Dolls.
Yeah. Then at 6 p.m., I do a Reiki session for everybody. So I stream that because I believe that people need healing, and this is a perfect way to
Mm-hmm.
get it out there. Then on Wednesday night, we have the Glenda's Dragons Den. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern. And that's anything from paranormal to dragons and so on, so on. We talk about anything there, but it usually has to do to uplift the audience, whatever
Okay.
whatever it is. Then on Fridays, I do at 8 p.m. a guided meditation. I stream a guided meditation. Then on Sunday at 7 p.m., I stream my channeling with Council of Nine and the other Council of Light Beings.
Hmm.
So
And that's all. What it came on YouTube or is
that's
it?
on YouTube, on Facebook, on Conscious Awakening Network, on Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV. It goes all over the place. It goes in Parapost also on YouTube
Mhm.
and on Facebook. I'm also associated with Brian, so I put all my shows there too. So
Okay, because we definitely want to know where I think we got the audience. Ron Iacovetti's that goes up too fast. I can't read.
I know it's like
I'm
they
sorry,
were,
I'm trying to keep
Every
up
time,
too.
I
You're
can't
killing
even
me.
read it.
but
So,
I'm basically everywhere. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. Um, somebody wants to find me, they can.
Lourdes got insulted because she's writing that she thinks we're besties. So Lourdes is my bestie. Ronnie's my besties. Everybody is my bestie. You're both my besties, my
Besties.
brother and sister. They insult. I don't want nobody to get insulted. I mean,
And just so
what is
everybody,
my bestie infinity and beyond?
All right, Buzz Lightyear.
and truthfully, I do a lot of stuff that I have not had a chance to put it up on their website. And sometimes I do a lot of, you know, different classes that are that get put on Meetup. So,
Okay.
and if you see something if you don't see something, just ask me. I probably do it. Just don't
So
publicize.
Larry's giving stuff here, coaching. You coach.
Yes.
Larry, you're coaching right now.
I'm just trying to go down here. Hey, it's a little hard. I
She
got
helps
one
couples.
fine.
Yeah.
I was like, hey,
No, but I do a lot of stuff that I don't put on the website because truthfully it takes time to put on the website and I'm not really tech savvy, so it takes me a lot longer.
Oh my God, I can't keep up
yeah.
with myself. Okay, I think I got everything. I don't have the channel, so I'm gonna have to.
Jeez, he's gonna now everything's gonna go by. Blah, 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 blah.
Basically they could go to YouTube
Mhm.
to my YouTube channel, Glenda's Magical Creations, and they can see everything there.
Okay. I mean,
Everything that I stream.
I think everybody's interested here. They all want to see you.
You're seeing me. Take a picture.
You're going to start stealing all our audience here. Everybody's going to go over to you now. What's going on?
I don't do any streaming tonight. I just do mediumship classes
What
tonight.
about Thursday nights? You steal everybody from us.
That should be everything.
What about Thursday nights, please? Leave that just for us.
Okay, I think I got everything, and then I put the networks.
Yeah, thank you.
Ron said you're amazing. He said
Thank you,
you're
Ron.
Yes.
And Lourdes. Thank you.
Hi, Lourdes. I didn't see you until just now.
Yeah, she's.
If I didn't get it,
Bestie.
I think Larry got it.
Yeah, and they could always go to the website because it even streams through.
I did put
my
that
website.
up.
So.
I put the website up. I put up your meetup for a complete up-to-date list of classes and workshops. I put up your Amazon link. I put up every single day that you have something, and then I put up your Magical Creations channel, the Conscious Awakening Network on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and other streaming platforms like Spotify and YouTube. I don't think I missed anything.
Nope, you did good.
My eyes are twitching right now.
Yeah, just stay off Thursday nights, please.
Glenda, I'm coming for free healing after this.
Yeah, you know.
I need it.
Well, you can pick it up on YouTube and you can play something that's recorded. It still works.
You're going to have to align my matrix, whatever
Matrix.
matrix. You something like that, you know.
If you
I'm
know what
aligning
people
you.
don't realize, if you watch movies, those strange movies that come out, and everybody's like, "Oh my God," they're actually they're actually giving you hints.
Yeah.
Of what is available that we don't know about.
Mm.
Yes, Mr. Anderson.
I mean, if I'm in the matrix, there's something definitely short wired in mine. I need a new panel or something.
Thank you, Oofy. The Matrix.
Yeah, Matrix.
Matrix.
Aura has sausage and gabagool.
His aura has the sausage.
Ron said the Matrix. Laugh. He goes, his aura has sausage.
And gabagool.
Gabagool. Hey,
Gabagool.
you guys got something. Hey, you need something good. My doctor, I went to a hot doctor yesterday. He's telling me, he goes, I hope you brought some good stuff over to your brother's house for Thanksgiving. Does some healthy stuff, salad. Yeah, I brought some healthy stuff. I brought some prosciutto, some gabagool, some provolone. And he's just shaking his head. He goes, only for the one day. I said, yeah, only for the one day. Okay,
And then
Doc.
the leftovers for the day after.
And the day after that, and then I had to buy more to make more leftovers.
Yeah.
There
And
you go.
And everyone, Larry does the show with her on Wednesdays, so you
Yes.
can also meet him that way.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll eventually have Larry on our show as well as a guest, so that'll be fun too. But he said
I'll be typing.
we have to reset
Yeah.
first after Glenda so they can be together. I love it. Glenda, I love you.
Yes, we had them on, and yeah, we had them on Wednesday, a while back, but we had them on.
I would love to have you back. You were amazing, and I love you so much. You know that.
Yes, thank you.
I'm going to have to come visit. Anthony, let's go visit her when you're up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be up there Saturday, but it's going to be too cold to do anything then.
We'll both lay like cold fish, have her heal both of us at the same time.
I'm friending Larry now.
Good. Yes, we had them, Ron and a while back now. We got to get them back on.
Wait until one day you're like, what is this that's booked for? It's going to be all of us like this.
Well, what I do is like for the holidays now, I actually have my close friends, clients that come here, and I have, like, instead of giving them each a little gift or something, I have a whole full healing session. So they're like, yes.
I thought she was going to try to get out of it.
Me? Yeah, maybe. No.
She'll be like, close sign.
Yeah. Close sign. Nobody's home. Well, I've never been home. So.
Yeah, me either. This is not my place. Be ready for us. We'll probably book a whole day.
There you go.
Yeah, well, when I come back to PA, we'll have, a little barbecue at my place. Like I said, I'll invite Ron and Lourdes.
Yeah.
We'll be up there, and we'll just have
be great.
A little feast.
It might be a while. It's freezing here.
Yeah, and we already have had snow. Okay.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I'm looking on the site out there because I have to go this Saturday. Like I said, it's have to shut the gas off, and it's like I gotta go up there and snow. It's like I got no snow here. I got nothing here. Yeah. It did flurry a little bit today, but that's like nothing.
Right.
We have a little bit.
Yeah. No, we had. I think Pocono Pines actually had. I think between 1.5 inches, 2 inches.
Oh.
Yeah, which is a lot for the beginning of December.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why I won't move out to PA. I'll stay in New York for a little bit longer. Because where I live in a co-op, so I look out inside and I watch other people shovel my front, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Garage, they shovel out my garage, and I mean, the first thing I did when I moved up, when I had my place up there, because I did buy one of those electric shovels.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, if I go up there and I got a shovel, let me try that.
So they're good. I have one of those.
Yeah.
I also have a small blower, but yeah, no.
That's how city I am. It's like I went up there, and it's the first time I ever used a weed whacker. I'm like, and I'm hitting the weed whacker, and rocks are shooting all over the place. And what the hell is going on here?
Oh my God.
I never used a weed whacker before. What the hell? I never need one. You know what I mean? So less of a eyebrow once in a while, but that's different.
Right.
You're crazy. Well, my love, thank you for being with us. Thanks, Larry, for helping out and giving a couple of, little breadcrumbs there.
Thank you for having me. It's been great. And, we always have fun, Marie.
Yeah, absolutely. I love you to pieces. And thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much. It was an interesting night. I really learned a lot. I learned stuff.
Mhm.
I'm not that smart to learn much. So
Ron, Ron is like he looked it up. Pocono Pines, 46 degrees Saturday, and 55 Sunday. No snow.
Barbecue,
you,
pull out.
Ron and Lourdes, they love it up there. They come and meet me every so often. I hope they come up Saturday. That'd be great.
Ron, Ron, get the banana hammock out.
Yeah, they come up. They more
I
than
laughed
welcome
too
to come
hard.
up
Now I have a rib out of place. This isn't good.
there. No snow, BQ. So
Well,
okay,
thank you.
All right,
guys.
everyone. Well, thank you for
Thank
joining
you,
us.
everyone.
And this is another Dimensions of the Supernatural. I'm Maureen Grodzinski of Low Witchy. We have Glenda Dawson with us. She's amazing. And this is Anthony Simonelli, my great co-host. He will finish the show out for us.
yay! I want to say good night. And listen clear. You're going out there. Be safe. Look for ghosts. Don't become a ghost. Just be smart. Okay. Now you know something. Get about it. Good night.
We'll see you next